going on, everybody? This is Poe from DC Universe Online, US PC server in the Offenders. Here, back by popular demand, to talk about sorcery in PvP. More specifically, sorcery healing loadouts versus tanks, because that is really the big distinction for sorcery and nature PvP. Now, if you're unfamiliar, PvP in this game is all about everything having a counter for something else, and everything being able to be countered by something else. So there's not a single weapon or role in the game that is flawless. Everything can counter every weapon, a type of different weapon attacks can counter other different weapon attacks, but they make themselves vulnerable to even other weapon attacks, and so on and so forth. I'm not going to get into the specifics of how to do the combat rock paper scissors, because there are plenty of very good videos out there by other people. So go ahead, search it on YouTube. I will see if I can find a link to one of the better ones and post it in the description. I'm here mostly to talk about just sorcery. Now, even if you're DPS, there are going to be times where in PvP you will have to toggle healer, if only to kill somebody. And I mean that 100%, because there's just some tanks out there that don't want to die unless you can debuff them. Now, this is just the one main unique aspect to sorcery in PvP. If you're hardcore DPS, I'm never touching my heal button toggle ever. I refuse. That's cool. Play it your way. Just mind that this game was designed. The PvP was designed, as I mentioned, in rock paper scissors, not just in combat but in roles. So the healers are meant to go after tanks. The tanks are meant to go after controllers. The controllers are meant to go after healers, and round robin, recycling, symbol, you name it. So if you need to know more about DPSing in PvP for sorcery, there's really not much more to say, really. Just do your sorcery stuff that you do in PvE, and worry about the combat rock paper scissors with the weapons, which is in the video I added to my description. If you want to know more about sorcery in PvP involving the round robin, continue watching. I'm going to bring in a league mate now, and we're going to discuss debuffs and cleansing and how all that works. Now, Hreisfelg from our league was nice enough to help me here as I talk about fighting against tanks. Healers in PvP, as I mentioned, are designed to fight against tanks. I mean, not only can we heal ourselves, we can destroy their defense and their toughness and their healing and their health and everything that makes a tank a tank. We can cut through their attacks, make them useless against us. It's pretty sweet, actually, considering they're, when you play them in PvE, they're so, unbeatable and invincible, and it's not so much in PvP, especially for healers. Now, the very first thing that you would want to do is start by debuffing them. Now, my main debuff that I like to use is Condemn. It's pretty obvious when you have them debuffed. Everybody should have it. It's the first, one of the first skills in the Destiny tree there. It stuns them, it roots them for a little bit, it puts the little red shield icon underneath their names there to let you know they're debuffed. Now, the debuff is slightly different for different tanks. For Ice, it makes Winter Ward and Reflect useless to you. You can just keep attacking them straight through it. There's no damage shields for you. It reduces their toughness considerably. For fire tanks, it makes things like Burning Determination not free your group from anything, their group from anything. It also severely nerfs their healing and their health bonuses. So they can hit all the abilities as that they want. They're not going to get much of a health boost or healing boosts at all, as long as you keep it on them. It lasts about 10 seconds, and they can cleanse it with a trinket, which is what we're going to be dealing with right now. Now, cleansing, what they do is they used to have much more options. Now they're kind of limited to a trinket if you're 1v1ing them. As you see here, he'll pop right out at it. Boom, there goes the debuff. Now, his trinket will give him debuff immunity for about 20 seconds. If you see, I try to do it again while he's flashing white, it will not go on him. The second the flashing stops, it takes, yeah, there you go, 20 seconds, give or take. His cooldown for his trinket, though, is 45 seconds. So you will have debuff abilities for most of the match. And they are going to keep wasting their trinket, you know, on cleansing themselves, which is great. So they're not going to use it against other things if anybody else puts any type of stun or CC on them. So it kind of backs them into a corner. They don't really get to use their trinket on a regular basis because you keep debuffing them. Another thing to do, a big thing with fighting tanks, is right after you debuff them, you want to go on the offensive. While they're debuffed, you need to take out as much of their health as possible, and yeah, even you, because you get somewhat of a damage bonus against them. So I don't know if you noticed, these numbers are pretty decent for being in healer gear. Now, as far as cleanses go, I mean, they do have their trinket. There are a couple other things they can do aside from the party cleanses that other roles have to help them out. There are special colas that you can get with the new modding system to help you have more breakouts or more resistances, which are nice from time to time, but not everybody has them. Don't ever bank on anybody having them. And even if they have them, guess what? They're going to keep wasting their colas on you because you can just keep debuffing them. So now one thing that you'll see, you know, with dueling is that he's just been standing here, just, you know, helping me out. So he hasn't been really casting any abilities. Now one thing that ice tanks, we all know that they have, you know, the ability to do is to, you know, their ice abilities buff them. So if say he's hit his trinket and you can't debuff him yet because it's part of that 20 seconds, he's gonna have an elevated amount of defense. So don't expect the same like numbers, damage numbers you're seeing right now. So I will go ahead and show you an example of that as well. So I'm going to start by debuffing him. He's going to cleanse himself with the trinket, and then cast some abilities, and then I'm going to attack him, and you'll see the difference in the numbers. Sorry for the abrupt cut there. My fraps crashed while I was recording that, but you noticed he was taking significantly less damage with his buffs up, which is why it is so important to continually be debuffing the tanks. I don't really have much else to say about that. I know a lot of people are kind of expecting maybe a different PvP video, DPSing or whatever. I just wanted to show the unique properties to Sorcery that maybe a lot of people didn't know. I also did record a match, so I'll just throw that here at the end of the video just to show you guys an example. I'm not going to edit it for deaths or cuts or anything like that. I'll just show it raw. And yeah, I know I'm a little rusty with my bow. I leave myself wide open, but hey, nobody was countering me.